Most men get this completely wrong. They assume that if a woman likes them, she'll make it obvious. The truth. Many times when a woman is actually attracted to you, she'll go out of her way to hide it. Sounds crazy, right? But that's how female psychology works. Women are emotional, but they're also strategic when it comes to attraction. She might like you, but instead of being upfront, she'll test you, hold back, or even act like she's not interested at all. And if you don't know how to read those hidden signals, you'll miss your chance without even realizing it. Now, here's the thing. Women do this for a reason. They're naturally cautious about showing interest because they don't want to look desperate, lose power, or risk rejection. Think about it. Men usually chase, women usually position. That means her interest isn't always shown through direct words, but through subtle actions, small shifts in her behavior, and signals that most guys completely overlook. What makes this even more frustrating is that a lot of men misinterpret her behavior. They either assume she's just being friendly, or worse, they think she's not interested and back off completely. Meanwhile, she's sitting there waiting for you to pick up on the little clues she's dropping. And let me be blunt. If you can't recognize these hidden signs, you'll always feel like women are confusing or hard to read. But once you understand how they operate, it's like flipping a switch. Suddenly, her behavior makes sense. You'll know when she's actually into you, even if she's trying hard not to show it. And that knowledge gives you an advantage most men will never have. So, in this video, we're going to break down the real signs a woman likes you, but is hiding it. I'm not talking about the generic, she laughs at your jokes advice. I'm talking about the subtle psychological behaviors that women use when they're interested, but don't want to make it obvious. Welcome to the channel. If you're serious about understanding women on a deeper level and not just playing guessing games, you're in the right place. 1. She gets nervous around you but tries to play it cool. One of the most overlooked signs that a woman likes you but is hiding it is her nervousness. Now, here's where a lot of men get confused. They assume nervousness means disinterest or discomfort. But in reality, when a woman likes you, her emotions are heightened. Her body reacts before her mind can control it. That's why you'll notice little signs of tension. Her playing with her hair, fidgeting with her phone, or suddenly adjusting her clothes when you're around. These aren't random habits. They're subconscious behaviors that happen when she's aware of your presence and doesn't want to mess up how she looks in front of you. But here's the tricky part. While she's nervous, she'll also try to hide that nervousness by acting casual. She doesn't want you to catch on too quickly because that would make her feel vulnerable. So she might look away quickly after making eye contact. Or she'll talk in a slightly colder tone to cover up the fact that she's actually excited you're there. If you don't understand this, you'll misread her distance as lack of interest, when in fact it's the opposite. Another thing to notice is her voice. Women's voices often give them away. When she likes you but doesn't want you to know, her tone might shift. Sometimes a little softer, sometimes a little higher pitched. This isn't something she plans. It's her emotions slipping through. If you pay attention, you'll catch that subtle difference in how she speaks to you compared to how she talks to other guys. Also, watch her body language in group settings. If you walk into a room and suddenly she sits up straighter, adjusts her outfit, or changes her posture, that's not coincidence. That's her becoming hyper-aware of how she looks in your presence. She's nervous, but she wants to make sure she's still presenting herself in the best light. Now, here's where a lot of men mess up. They either ignore these signals completely, or they react the wrong way by calling her out directly. For example, saying, "Why are you so nervous?" will instantly shut her down because now you've exposed what she was trying to hide. The key here is to remain calm and confident. Let her be a little nervous. It's actually a compliment. It means she cares about how you see her. Think of it like this. Women don't get nervous around men they have zero interest in. If she's calm, casual, and completely unaffected, chances are you're just another guy in her world. But if she's trying hard to appear unaffected while her little habits give her away, you've already made an impact. So the next time you notice a woman acting just a little different around you, more fidgety, a bit inconsistent in her tone, or hyper-aware of herself, don't mistake it for rejection. That's attraction in disguise. And if you stay grounded, you'll give her the space to reveal it more over time. 2. Her eyes say more than her words. If there's one thing a woman can't fully control, it's her eyes. She may be able to control her words, her tone, even her attitude, but her eyes will always give her away. When a woman likes you but is trying to hide it, her eyes often reveal the truth you can't hear in her words. First, let's talk about eye contact. Normally, when someone looks at you, they'll hold eye contact for a few seconds before looking away. But when a woman is into you, that eye contact feels different. Sometimes it's longer, almost like she's holding your gaze to connect with you. And sometimes it's shorter, like she can't hold it because it makes her too vulnerable. Either way, the shift is noticeable. If she looks at you and then quickly looks away with a slight smile or even acts like nothing happened, that's her feelings slipping out before she pulls them back in. Another clear sign is when she looks at you in moments she doesn't have to. For example, in a group setting, pay attention to where her eyes naturally go when she's not talking. If she consistently scans the room and lands back on you, that's attraction. She may not say anything, but she's watching. Women check on men they like, even if they're pretending not to. Then there's the lingering glance. This is when she looks at you just a second longer than normal. It's subtle, but if you catch it, you'll know it wasn't an accident. Sometimes she might even look at your mouth when you're speaking. That's her subconscious mind revealing physical attraction, even if she tries to hide it. Another sign is how her eyes react when you unexpectedly catch her staring. If she immediately looks away, acts busy, or suddenly checks her phone, that's not coincidence. That's her covering up the fact that she was caught looking. A woman who feels nothing for you won't care if you notice her looking. She'll hold her gaze casually, but one who's attracted to you will act guilty like you just discovered a secret. It's also worth noticing how her eyes respond when you talk to her. Do her pupils dilate slightly? Do her eyes light up even if her words stay neutral? These are physiological signs of interest that she can't control. If she's smiling with her eyes, even when she's pretending to act cool, believe what you see, not what you hear. Men often overlook this because they focus too much on what women say. But women are masters at using words to conceal how they feel. Their eyes, however, are much harder to disguise. That's why you should always watch the small details. Here's the truth. If her words tell you she's just being friendly, but her eyes keep finding you, her attraction is there. She may not want you to know yet, but her gaze already betrayed her. 3. Body language. That betrays her attraction. A woman's body language will always speak before her mouth does. Even when she tries to hide her feelings, her physical cues slip through because they're unconscious. If you pay attention, you'll notice her body often reveals what her words are trying to deny. One of the most common giveaways is how she positions herself around you. If she consistently angles her body toward you, even in group conversations, that's not random. People naturally turn toward those they feel drawn to. On the flip side, if she angles away or closes herself off, it usually signals disinterest. So when a woman likes you but doesn't want you to know, she may try to appear casual, but her body will betray her. Then there's the distance factor. Women tend to protect their personal space, especially with men they aren't interested in. But when attraction is there, she will reduce that invisible barrier. Maybe she stands closer than necessary, brushes past you lightly, or leans in when you talk, even though she could have stayed back. Those little invasions of space are not accidents. They're signs she feels comfortable and drawn to you. Her hands are another big clue. Many women unconsciously play with their hair, touch their neck, or adjust their clothes when they're around someone they like. It's not always because they want to look better. It's often nervous energy releasing itself. If you notice her fidgeting more around you than with others, that's attraction leaking out in physical form. Another subtle cue is mirroring. When a woman mirrors your body language, crossing her legs when you cross yours, picking up her drink when you do, leaning back when you lean back, that's a subconscious way of building rapport. She's aligning herself with you without even realizing it. It's her body's way of saying, I'm in sync with you. Also, pay attention to her posture. Around men she isn't drawn to. A woman's posture tends to remain neutral, relaxed, casual, or even closed off. But when she likes someone, her posture often becomes more attentive. She may straighten up, pull her shoulders back, or even subtly arch her back to appear more feminine. These micro adjustments happen instinctively when attraction is present. Another strong sign is her reaction to physical proximity. If you step slightly closer and she doesn't pull away or even leans in further, that's interest. A woman who feels nothing for you will usually maintain a polite distance, but one who likes you, even if she's hiding it, will let you into her space. Lastly, watch her feet. Yes, feet don't lie. In psychology, it's often said that feet point toward what someone is interested in. If her feet are angled toward you when she's talking to others, that means you're where her attention really is. Here's the reality. Women are experts at hiding feelings with words, but their bodies are much harder to control. If you observe closely, her body language will always tell you the truth before her mouth does. 4. The accidental jealousy test. When a woman likes you but doesn't want you to know, one of her favorite strategies is to test your reaction through jealousy. She won't openly admit her feelings, but she'll create small situations to see how much you care. It's subtle, but once you recognize it, you'll see it clearly. For example, she might casually bring up another guy in conversation. She'll mention how funny he is or how he texted her something interesting. On the surface, it sounds innocent. But underneath, she's watching you like a hawk. She's paying attention to whether your energy changes, if you look annoyed, if you question her, or if you act indifferent. That reaction tells her exactly how invested you are. Another common move is being flirty in front of you. Not over the top, but just enough to provoke a response. Maybe she laughs a little louder at another man's joke or lightly touches his arm in conversation. Women know these behaviors trigger men, and if she likes you, she wants to see if you'll show signs of being protective or competitive. It's not because she wants the other man, it's because she wants to measure her effect on you. Sometimes jealousy tests show up in more subtle ways. For instance, she may accidentally post certain pictures on social media, knowing you'll see them. Or she might suddenly become busy and mention spending time with someone you don't know well again. The goal isn't to replace you, it's to spark curiosity and make you reveal how much she matters to you. Why do women do this? It's psychological. Women are naturally wired to seek reassurance about a man's feelings without having to directly ask. If she outright asks, she risks rejection. But by testing your reaction through jealousy, she gets her answer without putting her ego on the line. It's safer for her emotionally, and it gives her the information she wants. Now here's the key. If you fail the jealousy test, you give away all your power. Overreacting, getting visibly upset, demanding answers, or trying to outperform other men only shows insecurity. That actually kills attraction because it proves you can be shaken too easily. On the other hand, showing complete indifference can also backfire. If you act like you don't care at all, she might believe you're genuinely not interested and withdraw. The smartest way to handle jealousy tests is balance. Acknowledge her little games without letting them rattle you. If she mentions another guy, you can respond with calm confidence. Something like, "That's cool, I'm sure he's funny. But I'm hard to beat when it comes to humor." This keeps you playful, confident, and unbothered, while still showing a subtle claim of interest. What women are really looking for here is emotional strength. They want to see if you're secure enough not to crumble under pressure, but also attentive enough to show they matter to you. If you pass this test, she'll secretly feel more drawn to you, even if she continues pretending she doesn't like you. 5. The push-pull. One of the most confusing things a woman does when she likes you but doesn't want you to know is playing the push-pull game. This is where she gives you attention, affection, or subtle signals of interest, only to suddenly withdraw, act cold, or pretend she's not interested at all. To most men, this is maddening, but in reality, it's one of the strongest indicators that she's battling her feelings for you. Here's how it usually plays out. One moment, she's warm, playful, and fully engaged in conversation, smiling, laughing, maybe even touching your arm. You start thinking, okay, she's clearly into me. Then out of nowhere, she becomes distant. Short replies, less eye contact, a sudden change in energy. Now you're left questioning everything, wondering if you imagined the earlier connection. This back and forth isn't random. Women use push-pull when they're interested, but unsure if showing that interest will make them vulnerable. It's a way of testing your consistency. If she pulls back and you instantly panic, chase, or question her, she knows you're overly invested and she has the upper hand. But if you stay calm, unfazed, and continue being yourself, she realizes you're not emotionally dependent on her mood swings, and that makes you more attractive. Push-pull also serves another hidden purpose. It builds tension. By keeping you guessing, she ensures you stay engaged. Think about it. If she were 100% predictable, you might lose interest quickly. But when she mixes signals, she creates mystery. And mystery is powerful because it keeps your mind locked on her, trying to decode her behavior. Sometimes the push-pull game happens through communication. She might text you enthusiastically one day, then take hours to reply the next, or she'll cancel plans at the last minute, only to come back later with even more energy and attention. To you, it feels like inconsistency. To her, it's a way of seeing whether you'll stay solid no matter what she does. Here's the tricky part. A lot of men fail this test by chasing harder when she pulls away. They think if I just show her more interest, she'll stop acting cold. But in reality, the opposite happens. The more you chase, the less power you have. Instead, the right move is to mirror her energy without losing your confidence. If she pulls back, don't collapse emotionally. Stay cool. Keep your life moving. Show her that you're not dependent on her approval. What she secretly wants is to feel like she's dealing with a man who can't be easily manipulated by her emotional shifts. If you maintain your composure, she'll respect you more, and ironically, she'll lean back towards you faster. So, when you notice a woman playing the push-pull game, don't see it as rejection. See it as proof that she likes you, but is testing your stability. The way you respond will either strengthen her attraction or kill it completely. Stay centered, and you'll always come out on top. 6. Jealousy. Without admission. Another hidden sign that a woman likes you but doesn't want to admit it is the way she handles jealousy. See, most women won't come out and say, "I'm jealous." That would expose too much vulnerability, and it risks giving away her real feelings for you. Instead, she'll express it in subtle, indirect ways that you have to learn how to recognize. Here's how it shows up. Let's say you're talking to another woman, maybe just a friend, a coworker, or even a random stranger. If the woman who secretly likes you notices, you'll see her energy shift. She might suddenly go quiet, give you shorter responses, or start acting disinterested in whatever you're doing. It's her way of masking the fact that she feels competitive, but she doesn't want to give you the satisfaction of knowing she cares. In some cases, she'll go the opposite direction and try to overcompensate. She might talk louder, make a joke, or suddenly inject herself into the conversation to redirect your attention back to her. If she's bolder, she might even tease you about the other woman, making a sarcastic comment like, "Wow, she seems really into you." But underneath that sarcasm is the sting of jealousy. Another form of hidden jealousy is when she tries to mention other men around you. It's almost like a mirror strategy. If she sees you interacting with women, she might casually bring up a male friend, an ex, or even a celebrity crush. She's not doing it to genuinely express interest in those men. She's doing it to trigger the same reaction in you that she's feeling. She wants to see if you'll show signs of jealousy because that would confirm you care. The key thing to understand here is that jealousy is always tied to desire. If she truly didn't care about you, she wouldn't be affected by who you talk to, where your attention goes, or what other women are in your orbit. Indifference is the real opposite of attraction. So, if you notice those subtle shifts in her mood whenever another woman enters the picture, it's a huge giveaway that she's invested, even if she's trying hard to hide it. Now, here's where most men mess this up. When they sense a woman's jealousy, they either confront her directly, "Are you jealous?" or they overplay it by trying to make her more jealous on purpose. Both of these moves can backfire. If you confront her, she'll deny it because she doesn't want to lose control of the situation. If you push too hard with jealousy games, she might decide you're manipulative or not worth the effort. The smarter move is to simply acknowledge her behavior without reacting too much. Keep being confident, keep engaging naturally, and don't let her jealousy throw you off balance. By staying calm, you send the message that you're secure in yourself, and that makes her attraction grow stronger. In the end, hidden jealousy is one of the clearest windows into a woman's true feelings. She may not say it out loud, but her reactions around other women tell you everything you need to know. 7. The mixed signals game. One of the strongest hidden signs a woman likes you but won't admit it is when she gives you mixed signals. And this can be the most confusing behavior for men, because on the surface, it feels like she's sending you in circles. One day she's warm, flirty, and engaging. The next day she's distant, unavailable, or even a little cold. This push and pull dynamic is not random. It's often her way of managing her attraction while keeping control. Here's why women play the mixed signals game. Attraction makes them vulnerable. When a woman genuinely likes you, she feels an emotional risk. If she's too obvious, she fears rejection or losing power in the interaction. So instead of showing consistent interest, she mixes moments of connection with moments of withdrawal. It's her way of keeping you guessing, testing to see if you'll stay confident and steady, or if you'll become needy and start chasing her harder. Mixed signals might look like this. She texts you first one day, but ignores your message the next. She laughs at your jokes and holds eye contact in person, but later acts like you're just friends. She gives you compliments, but follows them up with disclaimers like, "Don't get a big head." On the surface, it's confusing. Underneath, it's actually a protective strategy. She's revealing attraction in doses, but pulling back before it gets too obvious. The mistake men make is overreacting. When she's warm, they think she's Alan. When she pulls away, they panic, chase harder, or start questioning her intentions. That roller coaster of male reaction is exactly what makes men lose the frame. Instead of being steady, they let her emotional shifts dictate their own behavior. Here's the truth. If a woman is giving you mixed signals, it usually means she feels something, but she's not ready to fully admit it. Indifference never looks like this. If she didn't care, she wouldn't bother texting at all, flirting at all, or playing hot and cold. Mixed signals are signals. They show she's wrestling with her feelings, attraction, and fears all at once. So, what should you do when you notice this? The answer is to stop chasing the highs and lows and instead create consistency within yourself. When she's warm, enjoy it, but don't get overly attached. When she's distant, don't get upset, just keep living your life. Stay confident and let her come back around. The key is to never mirror her inconsistency. You lead by being steady. Here's the beauty of handling mixed signals correctly. The moment she realizes her games don't knock you off balance, her respect for you skyrockets. She sees that you're not like other men who get hooked by the push and pull. Instead, you become the stable force in her storm of emotions. And that stability is what makes her attraction deepen. At the end of the day, mixed signals aren't really mixed at all. They're just a woman's hidden way of showing interest while protecting herself. If you can read between the lines and stay calm, you'll see that her behavior is not confusion. It's proof she feels something real. When it comes to women, the truth is simple. They almost never say exactly what they feel up front. Instead, they communicate through subtle cues, hidden signs, and behaviors that only reveal themselves if you know what to look for. The little things, like her staring at you when she thinks you're not looking, adjusting her appearance around you, accidentally touching you, or playing the hot and cold game, aren't random. They're signals. They're ways of saying, I like you, but I don't want to risk being too obvious. The reason most men miss these signs is because they're waiting for a woman to be direct. But attraction doesn't work that way for her. Women live in nuance, in subtlety, in layers of behavior that protect them while still hinting at what they want. That's why the men who succeed with women aren't necessarily the richest, the best looking, or the smoothest talkers. They're the men who can read the hidden language of attraction without overreacting, without chasing, and without losing their own frame. So, here's the takeaway. Stop focusing only on what a woman says. Pay attention to what she does. Her body language, her little changes, her patterns of attention, they will tell you everything you need to know. And when you see those hidden signs, don't call them out, don't get needy, and don't rush. Stay calm, stay steady, let her attraction unfold naturally. Because when you can decode what she's really showing you, you stop playing her game and you start winning it.